is held to be very true is that it does not matter if your head is in the game or not. You just gotta write. And more often than not, when you come back to look at it, you can't really tell what was a bad day and what was a good day. And I take a lot of comfort from that. Okay. Post-apocalypse, 2097, and radiation has evolved animals to gain heightened brain capabilities. Lone survivor has to navigate through a cityscape overrun by radiated raider animals. A linen pants enthusiast crosses paths with a linen pants salesman. Little do they know, aliens are about to invade, but perhaps they are also linen pants enthusiasts. Alright, so I'm hanging out with my COVID pod, and the crowd suggestion is a line of dialogue. How many eggs? Rough estimate. The story of a French omelette from start to finish from the perspective of the egg. An exploration of class warfare and inequality that takes place night at the museum style in a big furniture outlet store between sentient pieces of furniture. No humans allowed. Think Snowpiercer, but in an RC Willy. A 3-word prompt. Eggplant, furious, and catastrophe. And let's see. An angel convinces a demon to go good. What is the demon's first attempt at goodness? Does it work? Or the opposite, a demon convinces an angel to go evil. What's the angel's first evil deed? Monk sworn to poverty comes across a giant hoard of gold. He could see through her eyes every night. They'd never met, not officially, but in passing, he knew of her. What time she went to the corner store nearby, her favorite drink, her name, and as he slept, he saw more, beyond the daily nothings, her real life. He'd always thought there had to be a reason she never smiled. Now he knew why. I like that. That my friend asked me what I wasn't super comfortable with, and I told him sexual assault. He's like, that's not what I meant. Or, paraphrasing, but... oh, like what would challenge me as a writer, not like what my moral compass won't let me write. Anyways, but I was like, I don't tend to write terribly introspective pieces. He's like, here you go. And I was like, oh, shit, this is both really good and also not my, okay, that's fine. It's fine. How do I make this into a horror story? Well, I mean, I could, I guess, but it seems against the spirit of the prompt. Okay, so my brain's a little out there today, so I'm thinking of... Let's look at what the linen... Oh, I gotta fix that real fast. I'm thinking about the linen pants salesman. What about you guys? Okay, so 28, 29... No, what do you guys think about, like, if I got some... I had some Greta Van Fleet playing when the stream started, which I'm assuming will get blocked on a replay kind of thing, but, like, I wasn't talking at the time, so... I don't know, I was just curious to see kind of what would happen there. Also, I just really wanted to listen to that song, so, take that how you will. But... if I could get some maybe royalty-free music or something like that. Okay. But yeah, my head's a little bit out of the game, so we're going to take one of these that I don't entirely know. I've looked at this one quite a few times, and it's never jumped out at me until today. And I don't know what that means. But we're going to follow that rabbit hole because, well, I got to do something. Oops. Little do they know. Okay. So we're going to just start with what the prompt says. It seems like it would cover these first two little beats. A linen pants enthusiast crosses paths with a linen pants salesman, but complication. Aliens are about to invade, who may also be linen pants enthusiasts. Therefore, salesman offers to cut them a mighty fine deal. But first, I need to check. What the hell? So is that... Did I have to look up exactly what linen pants are? Maybe. Are linen pants, they just look comfy, right? Fiancé?
What?
Linen pants, are they just comfy pants?
Linen is a very light and breezy fabric. That's a little hard to keep looking nice. You gotta steam it. It's very wrinkly.
I see.
So yeah, it tends to be comfy pants.
Okay. Tends to be comfy pants. Okay, so armed with my knowledge, do you have any linen pants?
Don't think so.
Alright. Are linen pants normally something women wear?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty gender neutral.
Okay. So we need some names. Let's start with, there's going to be a Daniel and a Edward. Daniel? It's Daniel. So this is one of those things for me. I truly don't think names matter at the end of the day when it comes to stories. It's one of those things. You can just go through hit Control H and replace every name, and no one would be the wiser. But it is one of those things that I cannot shake the feeling that sometimes there's just a perfect name for a character, right? And you just can't, and I feel like you could say the same about people. Sometimes people just fit their names. And sometimes people don't really fit their names. But, oh gosh. So, sometimes when I'm struggling to find a name, I do like to... Tim. Sometimes when I'm struggling... I will try and cast the character, kind of the type in my head, and see what those kinds of acts. So, this is like a really, loved, well-beloved fatherly figure. Tom Hanks. So, I'll let you imagine who Tim is. Well, it just might have been the luckiest day of Tim's life. Oh, I'm gonna try one more time on this goddamn chair. I just wanted to lock the back so it doesn't lean, because Aha! Victory is mine. I can lean back without just falling out of my chair. Stupid chair. Piece of shit. if Scarlet Fury is still floating around. This is the chair we bought at... You remember that picture of me and your boy sitting with like a stuffed tiger, or it was a stuffed lion, and a big cushion? That's the day we got this chair, or I got this chair. It's that damn chair. So it served me well for 8 years. 6 years. It's been like going on 7. Oh, wow. You remember the chair, but you don't remember the werewolf incident. I see how it is. Sure. We're gonna go with Belmont. This story definitely has a different tone than I'm used to. Yeah, well, you know. Like I said, my head's been on in a weird place today. In lieu? In lieu. How is that spelled? In lieu. Oh, God, this hurts. Okay, Mr. Edward Rawlinson Ford said, "You find, gentlemen." Ugh. All right. All right. I think this one was a little silly, but we'll see. Let's see how. Let's see. We're gonna do the reading. You guys ready? You ready for some reading? Why, it just might have been the luckiest day of Tim's life. After all, it's not every day that a linen pants enthusiast such as himself crossed paths with a salesman just for him. Everyone had their Achilles heel, Tim supposed, and Edward Belmont was his. Why, I knew. Edward slapped his thigh. You were the kind of man I was looking for. Well, I reckon you done sussed me out good. Oh, indeed, you, sir! You have the finest reputation in all the Tri-County area for the finest of linen pants. Now, if only I could show you my wares. Tim never did get to look at good Mr. Belmont's wares, however, for at this very instant, in their dusty little corner of Nebraska, came down a flying saucer, the likes of which neither man had ever seen. At least not in real life. Movies, sure, movies had aliens aplenty. Some of them even came rather close to the little green men who stepped out of the spinning disc. In lieu of a formal greeting, and lacking any discernible personality outside of his sales pitch, sparkling smile, and perfect hair, Mr. Edward Belmont stepped forward and said, You fine gentlemen look in need of the finest offerings I have to offer, here in America. However, unlike the good Mr. Tim, these new visitors to the planet Earth were not linen pants enthusiasts. Or, at the very least, it didn't seem so when their leader raised his ray gun and pulled the trigger, rendering Edward Belmont into nothing more than a pile of crispy, wispy dust. And so, like any red-blooded American male, Tim turned tail and ran for the hills as fast as his linen-encased legs would carry him. It didn't matter much. The invasion had started, and nowhere was safe. Cities were wiped off the map, militaries vaporized, society collapsed, and humanity was extinguished. A million generations passed before alien archaeologists of the far-flung future would discover our dear friend Mr. Tim. Alas, there was no sign of his beloved linen pants left to discover. Poor Mr. Tim. He didn't even get a last name. He didn't get his linen pants, and he didn't get a last name. What you think? Well, I hope you guys liked that one. I thought that was kind of cute. You know, for a alien invasion story where people died. Let's see. Trying to... Oh, I still haven't figured out exactly how the... I can kind of figure out how the blog works, but it's still not a system I'm terribly in love with. Oh well. Do-do, 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 do-do. But yeah. I guess that should be... I guess that should... Achilles would be capitalized. That is a fair point. Sussed wrong? Is that not... Nah, that's right. Okay, we are... Oh, do I have a title for this one? That's the real question, isn't it? Do I have a title in mind for the linen story? Okay, what? Independence Day, War of the World Signs, E.T. What are... I'm trying to think if there's any alien invasion stories that I can pull a pun about pants? I don't... trying to think of something rather kind of pulpy, 1950s style. Linen pants and the invaders from Mars. Because why not? For anyone, I think it's kind of funny. The salesman, the whole aesthetic, I guess I was going for. I was just thinking about the film Secondhand Lions. That whole, it was a combination of Secondhand Lions and Big Fish. That was, and I think that's where the name Edward came from. I think I don't know, Ewan McGregor's character was named Edward Bloom. I am like 90% sure. So, Edward the salesman and Tim... it was Tim Robbins from Shawshank. Just felt right. It's not even how I didn't picture him as the character, but I just kind of did, but kind of not. I try not to get too sold on any one thing. That was fun. Yeah, I think so too. I'm glad you liked it. But we've got one more to do. But let's move that over. Linen Pants Enthusiast. We've written so many stories together, guys. I mean, I feel like we have. I feel like this has been actually a pretty impressive run. Never want to... It's one of those, don't want to look too closely. Might spook it, but... Okay, what else do we got? Post-apocalypse. How many eggs? Rough estimate. You know, I have an idea for this one. I also really like the he could see through her eyes. That one's a lot of fun, but I kind of want a little bit more time to sit on that one before I jump to it. So, we are going to do the eggs, because I do have an idea for it, and I'm 90% sure it is not what the person had in mind. Okay. Application. Therefore, crisis. But reversal. Therefore, catastrophe. Okay. So let's see. I want to check this out. Okay. So that's the wrong button. Okay, I want Olivia. Dr. Olivia Chase. And that's one of our characters. I need... Sure. Okay, I'm gonna write the beginning of this because I wanna... make... I'm gonna try and land here, where the end of beat 1 is how many eggs, rough estimate. She wasn't going to make it. feel like I need a third character. David Byers, Olivia Chase. James Sunderland. No. James Bond, James Sunderland, James. Why are names so fucking hard? Ellis. Sure. I don't know if that'll work. So we're going to just shift it ahead a little bit and see if I can link it up. Okay, so be EVA. Sure. I think that's what they're called. I can always come back and edit these later if I find out that I've said something completely wrong. But let's on the phone. I almost feel like it's a bit of a waste having come up with last names for all these characters and only using them. Uh, oh. Is there? Sure. Just a sec. Okay, so I'm like struggling with this one word and the most fucked up ending I think I've written for any of these. And to listen half a second to scream before it tore through her face. Oh, fuck, what I... A truck just drove into the abandoned lot across the street. Normally, I wouldn't really care, but that's where all the feral kittens have been living, so I don't want it to sell. I don't want people to fuck with it. I just hope the cats are okay. Okay, we might actually have to move that entirely. Okay. Fun. I wrote a fun one. I don't even remember what the prompt on this was. What was the prompt I was given? How many eggs? Rough estimate. Oh, Jesus. And this turned out to be the darkest thing I wrote? I don't know how to feel about that, guys. Okay. Alright, no, that's fine. I just don't want... I don't like what this says about me. I have concerns. She wasn't going to make it. We have to go, now, David said, his hand hovering above the control panel. James glared back. You touch that button before I tell you I'll do worse than break it. We stay until... Dr. Olivia Chase cut him off as she slammed against the outside of the door. Let me in, she cried, her face flushed with fear. Do it, James ordered as David slammed his hand down on the control. The metal unleashed a grinding noise, and the door pulled open, allowing Dr. Chase to collapse onto the floor. She rolled over and started pulling at her EVA suit. We have to leave, now. First sensible... I almost feel like this is the Scottish character. First sensible thing to come out of either of your mouths. Because that's... Ah, man, I haven't practiced Scottish in a while. It's been a bit of a... I used to be able to do a very... I thought a very nice Scottish accent, but not something I've practiced in quite a while. Quite a while? Fuck me. First sensible thing to come out of either of your mouths, David said, already making for the bridge. We can't leave. We have a mission. James, she said, touching his face. James, I found the nest. He stepped back, sucking air between his clenched teeth. And? He asked. How many eggs? Rough estimate. Who fucking cares, Ellis? David yelled from where he stopped a few feet away. There's a nest of those fucking things. Screw the mission. Everyone else is dead. We're next if we don't... If we don't what, Officer Byers? Stop them here and now? If we don't lead them back to Earth where they'll breed? This is the one chance we have to save our race, and you know it. It's too late for that, Olivia said, looking up from her hands. Her mouth was open, revealing the insecticide creature hiding in her hollowed-out innards. James had less than half a second to scream before it tore through her face and fell upon him. Him, and David, and the fate of humanity, shredding them to pieces while they screamed. Mm-hmm. That's fun. That's just a fun little story about eggs. Yes, huh? Mm-hmm. Indeed. How about that? Oh, we got Now one of Odin's birds hanging out outside. Or maybe that's a crow. I don't know. He's loud and insistent. I hear you, I hear you. Oh, he's on his way. He's got things to do. Whoa! Alright. I mean, come on. Who else didn't look and go, oh, eggs? Like an alien? Right? Yeah? Oh, whoops. Oh, man. Well, that ended up a lot darker than I expected. Part 2, the omelet. I still haven't looked up how you make an omelet. I'm not much of a breakfast cook. I can make my French toast, and I can make my steak, and I can make my spaghetti. I know those aren't breakfast, but you know, I have simple tastes. Cassie keeps trying to experiment with dinner, and sometimes I like it, but a lot of times I'm just like, no, I appreciate. Like, I'm glad you got to experiment and try something new, and I'd like to go back to eating frozen pizza now. I'm just, no matter how hard I try, I am not a terribly exciting eater. Not that that's important. I have other exciting traits, like writing stories like this. Oh, I don't have a title in mind, though. Oh, man, like, obviously I can't call it Alien. Fuck. Much like any names, I'm not good at character names, and I'm not super good at titles. It's just not something that, like, clicks. So I think I'm gonna have to leave this one for the moment, just because it is what it is. I'll come up with something good eventually, but alrighty then. Alright. So I think, well, we've got our two oh, right, what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Yep, and we got, there it is on the blog, all set for your guys' viewing, and for my inability to ever try and publish it traditionally, unless this Twitch stream becomes way more popular than it is right now. What are you guys doing? Aren't you guys, like, sharing this and telling all your friends and family to watch it? Oh, it just told me I'm, oh no, that's fine. No, I appreciate those of you who hung out for the stream. It is appreciated, actually, because one of my greatest fears is doing this to no viewers and just having to, like, cover my viewers with the chat just so I can pretend that I'm talking to somebody. But yeah, so that went fairly well. We got two very different alien stories. I like how there's some synchronicity to these kinds of stories. Of like, oh, we're going to do a God-related story and a God-related story, but one of them's dramatic and one of them is not. Not that thing. So I'll leave it up to you. Which one is which? Was the linen pants, or was the woman with an insect monster inside of her skin suit? Hey, that's just Men in Black. Oh well. I was imagining something a little more District 9, like coming out of her face. So, you know, it tells you what kind of day I've had. It tells you what kind of day I've had. I wiped out humanity twice. But I voted today, so go vote. And unless you're going to vote for Donald Trump, in which case, just, I don't know, watch some Netflix. You know? Just do anything else, really. Anyways, alright, that's where I'm gonna step off. That's all I have to write. Nope, that's not the outro. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. I will see you guys next time, which should be on Friday. So, hope to see you there.